Hello everyone, welcome yourselves back to the YouTube channel, and today we're going to be delving into a review of Hijack Season 2 featuring Idris Elba, a follow-up to Season 1 where they're on the plane. Season 2 sees them on the underground in Berlin. Spoilers ahead, if you haven't seen Season 1 or Season 2 as they are connected. Let me know down below your thoughts if you have seen this, and I do recommend it. That is one thing for sure if you enjoy a Who's Done It type of series. Subscribe as always, enjoy the video, and more of Hijack coming soon. I'll be doing season 1 review as I didn't watch it when it first aired. I watched this when it first aired, and I watched a couple of episodes from the first season to get the gist of whether it would be connected or whether it's a good show, whether I should actually get into season 2. And it was thoroughly good. It ended very good season 1, so I'm looking forward to watching the whole thing at some point. And I think Idris Elba did a brilliant job. So enjoy the video, spoilers ahead, and subscribe and like and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on what I think. I'll give my review at the end out of 10. Enjoy. So Hijack is this. So I've said the spoilers ahead. Follows on from season 1. Sam Nelson is Idris Elba. You've got his ex-partner who is living in the wilderness. You've got Sam, obviously, who's in Berlin, boarding the underground. I don't know. Seems like a random day. You've got Sam's ex-partner's husband, who's still in that line of work of where I don't know what his official title is, whether he's a detective or he's a special forces. Sam Nelson's son was killed off screen. He appeared in season 1, but it comes down to his son being killed, and you think it's this guy called John Bailey, but that becomes not the case towards the end of the show. It is a massive case of who has the hand on the trigger. There are bombs on the train. You think Idris Elba's Sam Nelson has gone full blown crazy, and you think he's in charge. He's working with Otto, the guy who's the train driver. Um, you think it's at first, to simplify it, you think it's going to be someone else, and he's come on, and he's what's the best way of phrasing this? You don't think Sam Nelson's going to be the one who hijacks the train, but it becomes him hijacking the train because of his son's death and the anniversary of it all, and he has to do what the trigger man says. But then the woman comes into it who has one of the triggers, who's on board to ensure Sam does everything that is being said by another person who's off the train, who's military trained and is working with another person. So it's almost like a big train of people, but they all connect back to the Kingdom group who featured in season 1, who did the hijacking of the plane. The lad, the guy who's in prison, who I think is a brilliant actor, villain. The way he was able to keep the police away from him through brilliant lying, but obviously falls through at the end. This is the issue with this season. You know, you've got so many good characters and actors. I think 8 episodes is way too long. I think 6 would have been perfect because you're just drawing it out. Like, how long can we spend on underground without blowing these bombs up? Obviously, a few bombs do go off. A few characters do die. I think Idris Elba, this is some of the best acting he does in what I've seen in his TV and movie career. I think it's intense at times, but I still think it's very long-winded. And it's almost like they get to the end of the season, and it's like, are we going to get all these answers in like 50 minutes? Obviously, the guy who's behind it all, he gets shot. Sam Nelson gets let go. He's with Toby Jones's character. Uh, his ex-partner lives. She has to be hunted down for the whole show, using basic survival instincts. You have the guy who's in prison. He ends up getting caught after he was working with one of the police women. It's not messy by any means, but it's just long-winded. There's just characters that don't really have any play to the overall end. I think Otto was a standout character. He was brilliant. His relationship with Sam was fantastic. I thought some of the people on the train were brilliant, and the resilience and the ability to stand up against Sam's character was fantastic. Um, it's a brilliant show. I think it definitely went on a bit longer than it needed to, but I think overall, everyone who features in this is a brilliant actor. I loved everyone in the control center. I thought the main girl, who was obviously just in there for a normal shift and ended up, is it Clara? She ended up driving the whole story forward with the two, the policewoman, the police guy, or they work for the secret services or whatever. They were brilliant, and the guy who's in charge of the whole control room, the way they work, Toby Jones's character, his relationship with, I think her name's Olivia, and everything being pieced together episode by episode was fantastic. And the way you see the characters felt more remorse for Sam's character, the more the episodes went on was brilliant. Because there was fear at one point, there was tension, there was violence, there was aggression, there was fights. And it became this thing of Sam Nelson's doing it to save his ex-partner, to get revenge for his son's murder, even though it's the wrong person who he thinks it is for the whole film. But his intelligence and his emotions get put to the side when he almost um, puts it all on the line, when he's willing to just get this train blown up, when he kidnaps the hijacker who's been hijacking him, who's working for the guy in prison. So it's very ingenious, if you will. I thought it was well thought out. It's just, like I said, a bit too long. But I think Idris Elba is a standout. I think the characters who work with him are fantastic. Whether there will be a season three remains to be seen. All the loose ends are basically tied up. But John Bailey's character, we don't know if he lived or died because the train blows up. But Otto and Sam get off the train, and we don't know where John Bailey is, John Bailey Brown. So very intrigued to see what happens if there's a third season. But other than that, you're going to be milking the Kingdom storyline. Season one and season two work as a pair. I think they all the characters did the roles perfectly. You can easily end it here, but if there's a third season, I will definitely be checking it out. Overall, I think it's a fantastic show. The only thing that lets it down is it's almost milks the length of the show a bit too long. It's one episode longer than the previous season, and you must sometimes wonder, would 6 episodes have been better had they done like hour-long episodes and just condensed it into those 6 episodes? Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on Hijack season two. I think it's a 9 out of 10. It's just the length of the show that just puts it down a little bit for me. But other than that, Idris Elba is fantastic from start to finish, and the support cast and crew did a phenomenal job of bringing this show together, even though it was literally just based in the underground. From every scene was tense, captivating, and most of all, it was enjoyable to watch. So yeah, highly recommend Hijack season two. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts. It is only on Apple TV, so it's a very niche subscription for people, but more and more people are getting behind Apple TV with Ted Lasso and this. So yeah, season one will be coming in the future at some point, so stay tuned for that. If you want to see it sooner rather than later, do let me know. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.